I'm Paul Schultz,
I'm Mark Canola,
and we've got issues.
and some comics.
All right, folks. We've done Ollie's bags in the past, and we thought we'd do another one because people seem to like them, and you never know what you're going to expect. But they are getting harder and harder to find. So if this is stuff you're looking for, find the nearest Ollie's and grab what you can because I don't think these are going to be around in packaged like this for too much longer.
And it's a shame because here we've done some regular Ollie's packs before, but
Mhm.
recently they've been doing these what they're calling their super value 5-pack.
Yeah.
And not only do you get 5 different comics, some of them could be PG-13. So that's quite a selling point.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
that means 90s comics.
yes, it does. Yes, as you can well see from the first one.
Yes.
So shall we go ahead
Yeah,
and
let's go
open?
ahead and
Let's
open
see
it
what
up.
we got. We got. So speaking of '90s, so yeah, definitely Spider-Man '90s, and then must be the '90s because
It's the
silver.
gimmicks cover.
Yes, it's
So where's the opening one?
you have to find it. It's just that is factory sealed. They've got it.
Well, I'm gonna unfactor it.
Yeah,
Hang on.
it's
There's seams on this side, so I
Mhm.
won't be cutting into the book.
yeah. These could be worth
All right.
thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I
We
gotta be
definitely
careful.
don't want
I
to.
should be able to just peel that.
Yeah.
Keep it in the camera.
Yep.
It's more interesting when we open stuff on
Correct.
camera.
Oh, look at that. And had a
Oh, did it have
some sort of perforation. Yeah.
All right, well,
Weird. All right.
it's their fault.
Which way do we want to start?
Let's start with the silver on top.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Yep. Let's start with the fancy
What do we got? Magnus Robot Fighter
Magnus Robot Fighter
by Valiant Comics.
Yes.
You read Valiant, didn't you, back in the day?
I did not Magnus though.
Yeah.
I mostly stuck with what was his name, Doctor Solar.
Oh yeah,
Solar Man of the
Yeah.
Atom. And then Ninjak or Ninja K as he's known now. So, but no, never Magnus. Although I might go back and read some Magnus because Robert Venditti, who's an writer that I'm currently getting into,
Mm-hmm.
did some Magnus. So
Is that Ron Lim? Is that what that says?
that says, I thought it said Bob Layton.
Bob Layton. Yeah, obviously it's Bob Layton.
Yep.
Bob Layton was a big part of Valiant Comics.
Right. So
Let's see what we got.
we'll open it up. Oh, John Ostrander's the writer.
There you
Now
go.
I used to read Ostrander all the time.
Yeah.
The Spectre run.
Yeah.
In the '90s. So James Brock is the penciler. That I don't know him at all. But
I could never really get into the Valiant stuff. I don't know why. I mean, I read a lot of the old Magnus from. It was before we were kids, to be honest. But I had old issues of it, so I couldn't get in. I couldn't get into them. They weren't superhero enough for me. That was a big problem in the '90s for me. Was like so many books were like your Vertigo and stuff like that. It was hard to it was hard to enjoy superhero comics back then because you got picked on if you read superhero comics.
Well, and I think I like Ninja or Ninjak, the sort of a James Bond meets Kung Fu, although he was a ninja, but no. But and the rest of them I didn't. A lot of it was like Archer and Armstrong, which I guess was funny, and I just really didn't want a funny book.
Is that your Ninjak in the back?
No, that's I don't know who that's. Is that Bloodsport maybe or Blood somebody? Blood Spot.
It was Valiant's blood character.
Yeah. So very.
That's a good looking book, though.
Yeah, the coloring's nice. The detail down in here looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. The lettering, though, look at the lettering is not.
Yeah.
That's really bad here. It's too close.
So they let themselves go with the lettering.
Yeah, that's somebody popular. But I mean, I guess he must be sort of a Flash Gordon like.
Oh, Magnus. Magnus took place in the Earth's future where robots ran everything.
Okay.
And he was trained by robots to like know their weak points and stuff like that. And he could basically beat him up hand to hand,
Okay.
and he was kind of like a resistance. I don't know
I don't know
what
if
it
they did
was
in
for
here.
Valiant,
Yeah.
but that was basically the premise
Mm-hmm.
for the original series.
And he's definitely fighting some big robot here, some big
Mm-hmm.
bad, and then a battalion of robots.
Yeah,
And a
I like the coloring
yeah,
overall.
crying girl.
Yeah,
But I mean, for a '90s book, the art looks it's not ridiculously proportioned.
and there's no no pouches,
No,
pouches.
Well, and it's not doing. I mean, you can tell. Well, it's Ostrander, so you can tell there's actual plot and dialogue,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so you're not going to get the giant splash pages
yeah.
that you used to see in the '90s. So I kind of like that too.
Which were designed solely to sell the pinups by
Correct.
the artists. Yeah,
Correct.
yeah,
I did read Turok a bit,
yeah,
although it was always I don't know. It was off. That's why Valiant was sort of off back
yeah,
in the day, and
yeah.
so
I mean, if we could be wrong, we could be in the minority. I mean, I've heard stories about
mhm.
why Valiant went under, and it didn't really have anything to do with sales. I guess I could be wrong.
And they're back now in a smaller form.
Mm,
So yeah,
it's the 90s.
yeah,
Death something.
mate.
This is death
Yes,
shot, hot
yeah,
shot.
yes. Death, hardcore,
Yes,
hardcore death. I mean, the art
yeah, it's
is
solid.
decent. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's your solar.
There's my
Man.
Solar. That's who I read was
Yeah,
Solar. Yeah.
that was another one. Again, as a I had like was it Gold Key? I think.
Gold Key. Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I had some gold keys.
Yep. Oh, now he looks like he gets some fancy armor.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's still around. I think Exo's still one of their comics. So
Yeah. Well,
I just
yeah,
let
yeah,
us know.
yeah. If you like
Rye, that's
Rye,
Rye,
okay.
yeah, or Ray, or
Yeah, you can call him Rye, and you can call him Ray. Yeah, I mean, if you liked Magnus, or if there was a Valiant that you really liked, let us know in the comments because we like to be wrong.
Correct. Tell us we're wrong.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So Game Boy.
Well, let's see what's
Okay. Now we'll
moving on
moving onward. We now have The Red Mother.
by Boom Studios.
Boom Studios.
I didn't realize Boom Studios was around in the 90s. I thought they well maybe
this is not.
Yeah, I was
Could be
yeah.
this could be a 2000s.
Yeah, it's probably 2000s.
Let's see. This was published in 2020.
Jeffrey Hahn and Danny.
Yeah, Danny Luckert.
Yeah.
No.
But part of the fun of these bags is getting books you've never heard of
and never would have bought.
Right. That was that. It goes the same as when we were kids and we get like the 3-packs. Like whatever that one in the middle was a crapshoot, and sometimes it was really good, and sometimes like that was the only one you ever wanted to read in your life. So,
or it's like going to a kind of like the South Bend comic book show where there's 10-cent comics and you pick up a bunch because it look cool, and then you end up really liking what you're reading.
Yep.
So
yeah.
Well, maybe we'll find something we want to go back and get. So this art is.
Yeah, it's a little. I don't know. The coloring's a little too heavy for me.
Yeah, this is kind of muddied.
Yeah.
So now you can tell we're back in the 20. I mean, there's barely any dialogue.
Yeah, there's barely any dialogue at all.
Yeah. I have no idea what this is about. Never heard of it.
It must be difficult. Like if you're a writer like Chris Claremont, who is the king of dialogue, and your editor slash publisher, who's a guy who like was reading your comics when he was a kid, tells you you have to rein back the dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to scare kids with words.
Right. Well, here we are, right here.
Yeah.
It completely blank red.
I wonder how much the artist is selling these pages for.
Yes. You could draw your own Red Mother. Yes. In blood. So now we have some non-blood pictures.
Yeah.
It's so for me, this feels like filler. This could have been done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like there's just not enough to go on.
No, not a lot of dynamic camera angles. Maybe the story's good. I don't know.
Right.
But as far as visually, because let's face it, comics are a visual medium, so that it needs to be visually stimulating.
I don't.
This is all
Bars.
one.
The bars are weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's every page.
Well, I tried years ago. I did with Nick. I did a all letterbox comic once,
Mm-hmm.
which is basically what this is. Because the idea it was a western, so we wanted to do a letterbox.
Okay.
It's more challenging than you think
Mm-hmm.
to make it interesting because when you're dealing with comics, you can have panels going in any direction you want to convey the action, any direction you want it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're dealing with a letterbox like this, you have to realize it's going to be in the center
Mm-hmm.
of the page.
Yeah, I just don't know why the choice was made to do this one this way.
Yeah,
I mean, this could be a lot more dynamic. I don't.
it's probably the easiest way to set it up on is uh
Computer.
what Cintiq or whatever the drawing pads are.
Hmm.
It's the format already set up for it.
I mean, the art is pretty clean,
Hmm.
so when you're not getting all muddy, muddled.
Yeah.
But this is a little more dynamic.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't know. It's just not doing
Be
doing
interesting
anything
to
for
check
me.
to see how many issues this ran.
Mm-hmm. Well, Boom Studios is pretty popular. I mean, there's a lot of they put out a lot of stuff, a lot of horror oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, that
Well,
didn't do much for me. Yeah.
moving
Well,
on.
oh boy.
The Last
Last
Witch.
Witch.
Boombox. Is
Boombox, which is
Boombox part of Boom Studio?
I do not know. Let us know in the comments. I don't.
Caffrey Glass. Hmm. I like the cover so far.
Yeah. Like the coloring right
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Now, see, there is some perspective, some
yeah.
more. This one cover is more interesting than that whole comic. Although, wait, I spoke too soon.
Yeah, well,
At least they're different. Yeah, different ways. Yes. So this is Saoirse and her younger brother Brom. So it's created by Connor McCreary. So very Irish, very,
I-
very, very Irish, Celtic. Um, because Saoirse and Brom are definitely some Celtic names there, some
Mhm.
Irish names. Trying to see where it was published. This was done in 2021.
Hmm.
So,
I recognize the logo. That's about all I
mhm,
can get out of it right now. I wonder if this was
yeah,
like a web comic that got turned into a paper comic.
not sure. I mean, it's kind of high fantasy. It looks like, or
Hmm.
fable, fairy tale. Hmm.
Yeah, the art's very modern.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm wondering if it was a web comic or not.
I like the lettering. Yeah, I don't like. What is it with the coloring? What I mean, is it supposed to be? I mean, I guess it's supposed to be dark and lit, as if lit by a fireplace. So,
Yeah, again, maybe well, something we're not
mhm,
in our old age we're not taking into consideration is a lot of books get read on tablets
correct.
and stuff. So when you've got the light source of your
Hmm.
device shining through, coming through,
It's going to make it
this
brighter.
stuff might not be as dark and
Hmm.
hard to make out.
This looks like a Hansel and Gretel
Oh
storyline.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Boy and girl fighting a witch in a house,
And there's fire
and there's
involved.
fire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
interesting. They're all dead. Hmm.
It's not bad.
Yeah, yeah. Just
I've
not.
just not really. I've never heard of it. I mean,
Mm-mm.
other than I remember seeing the title and like previews and stuff.
Although you gotta like a grandma smoking a cigar.
Yeah,
Now that's
especially in this
pretty
day and
cool.
age
Yeah,
when the
that's.
only people that smoke cigars are the bad guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just again, not much. But see now, I do like this kind of. I mean, they're
Hmm.
moving in closer to her as she's talking with
Yeah,
the cigar.
yeah,
That's kind of neat.
yeah,
I do like that kind of art.
yeah.
And she's got some sort of interesting tattoo. So yeah, I don't know. This one might have interested me at one time, but I do kind of like the. I'd have to know more about it. This one I'd have to look up and see what the premise is.
What is it? 2022,
2021, I think it
21.
said. Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's
So it's
fairly
relatively
new.
new. They should
Yeah.
have. but it probably ran its course, so you can probably find the whole series.
Right. It's yeah, I don't know.
Not a lot of ads, which is what I like.
Kind of neat.
The ice machine.
The ice machine. Yes, yes. Ice machine approved. Yeah, it looks like so. This is a fantasy company or something. Wings of Fire. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
so,
I might borrow it.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Well, of course, it's also issue 2. I just noticed.
Oh, that's correct.
So we're not going to get the whole story
right
at the beginning.
Oh boy.
What are we looking at?
Is that the toilet flushing? No, no. It's just more 90s. Painkiller Jane and Dark Child. Dark Blood Child. And Death Killer.
Although, if it's written by the late Brian Augustin, it might be kind of fun.
Okay, so we will delve into it.
He was a lot of fun.
And it is. You are correct. And J.G. Jones, he's been around for a long time as a penciler. So, okay. All right. So maybe, I don't remember Event Comics, but it's Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti. So I wonder if this was an Image.
You lost me at Quesada.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if it must be an Image. Are there post-Image comic series?
When did this come out?
This was 1998. Oof. So this is old stuff.
Classics.
Yeah. So we will look. All right. Another dark magic-based comic. It looks like. Sort of Conan-esque.
That's too much color. I don't like the coloring.
Yeah, it's.
I'm looking at the screen and looking at the comic. It's easier to make out on the screen than it is on the comic.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe some of it's lost in video, folks.
Well, the art's very dynamic. I mean, I do like you go from this here with the squares here, and then coming out the monster coming out here. But
yeah, it does interesting things with the panels.
I just don't. I remember the characters vaguely, but they were just a bunch of. I mean, there were so many characters just like these.
Yeah. Well, your brothers probably read them.
Oh yeah, they
can chime in the comments about
listen, idiots,
how rad they were.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. It just okay. A lot of monsters, devils, demons. Just don't really not grabbing me here, folks. So, oh well.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mean, even if it's Brian Augustine, I don't know if I'd go back and look at that one.
Right.
Don't miss the eventful products. Now, dynamic.
They just decided that since they were just going to have events, they were just going to name their company event.
Oh yeah, that's when they went off and did Ash. I remember this. Yeah. Oh, good Lord. That's 90s, all right. Got his pouches.
Yeah.
Got a giant gun, ridiculously sized gun. Wow. Okay, well. Yeesh.
Yeah.
All right. All right. And our final 90s offering is the late 90s Spider-Man, the Todd McFarlane till he quit and went to Image Spider-Man.
Is that a Jay Lee cover?
I'm gonna look. I one of the reasons why I grabbed it this pack is because of the cover.
Yeah, I know you like your Jay Lee.
I do like my Jay Lee, and I do like, and of course I love Spider-Man and Iron Fist. So let's find out who did the cover, or it's a Jay Lee wannabe. It looks like could be the same interior art. Let's. Jay Lee. That's why I grabbed it. There we go. All right.
And who's the writer?
Terry Cavanaugh.
Oh, okay.
So this is Jay Lee rushed though, because he can draw better than this.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
When you're doing a monthly book
Right.
or even a bi-monthly book or a miniseries, it's a grind.
Yeah.
Just just when I was doing maybe 4 books a year during my indie comics days, it was if I wasn't at work, I was working at my drawing table. It's a grind, so sometimes will suffer from it.
Look at this phone. It's 94 phone there, folks. Yeah, see, that's more like Jay.
Yeah.
And so
Again,
here
big pinup page
yeah,
that they can sell at a convention.
yeah. Although that would be a cool poster. That's how they get you.
Mm-hmm.
But I just love the classic Iron Fist costume.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad they've moved on from Danny Rand in the Marvel universe as Iron Fist, but boy, I love that costume.
It's one of the wackier ones that stood the test of time because it was clear up into the 90s that he was wearing it. So considering when it was created and how long it lasted,
right?
It had staying power.
Yeah. Not a big fan of his Spider-Man. Spider-Man, the Jay Lee Spider-Man is, I don't know. He's really good lord.
Yeah.
Peter Parker's been hitting the gym.
This is Jay Lee doing his James Silk impression.
I wonder how. I mean, I don't remember when Jay Lee started. So this is '94. I wonder how early this was for him.
It could have been a filler issue.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Let us know in the comments if you know more about this than we do.
I mean, I'm gonna look at it again just because I love Jay Lee's art. So
I would be interested in seeing this in black and white because that's my medium, and I tend to. I mean, I can see how it looks in black and white, but I'd like to actually see it in black and white. It's probably a little more dynamic for my eye.
That's definitely that's Jay Lee right there. That's and the female. Yeah, interesting. This is why I grabbed this book. Just because oh, there's another splash page for you.
Yep.
That's neat though. I do like. He's just really got Spider-Man looking very, very. Unless Spider-Man was very muscularly in the 90s, but
yeah,
good lord. I mean, like every single muscle.
Yeah, I like it when he was rangy and kind of gangly looking and not really, misleadingly strong.
Well, he's got Iron Fist looking all right. So I don't know why he's making Spider-Man so bulky. I mean, even here, look. I mean, he's got, looks like wrestling arms. So. Yeah, it's just a strange. Yeah, this must have been a filler because next month is Howard Mackie and Tom Lyle. Tom Lyle, who drew a lot of the Spider-Man comics in the 90s.
I love Lyle's art.
Yeah. Oh, and it's when they first started too, the new regular creative team. So this was definitely a filler.
Yeah.
Yep. Interesting. Well, I'm not sure that was a super bag.
Yeah.
Was mixed bag, shall we call it? Let's take a look at back out. I guess to put it in perspective. So if I'm a little kid, because that's who I would imagine. I mean, they're not. Ollie's is not putting these together for us.
No,
these are
designed so that Grandma buys little Jimmy a bag of comics because it has Spider-Man in it.
Yep.
And it's like, well, this will keep him busy for a while. And this isn't exactly a lineup that I would,
And the PG-13 throws me off. So who are they trying? Because it said that on the wrapping. And so who are they marketing this to? So it's kind of odd. They must have maybe they just had to come up with the marketing because they got so many of these comics to deal with. But
maybe there's some swearing in the
that was pretty violent and bloody. So that's probably the
Yeah.
PG-13, and I'm pretty sure you'd probably count Painkiller Jane as PG-13.
Yeah.
But I think if I were a little kid, I'd be thrilled with Spider-Man and Magnus Robot Fighter. I think
Yeah.
would dig those,
Yeah.
and I probably would like the fantasy. Actually, I kind of want to go back and look at this Irish comic myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and as I said, we might be missing the boat on this Red Mother. It could be
Yeah.
really good because Boom Studios does have a lot of good comics. So,
Yeah.
let us know in the comments because we're just kind of
Yeah.
playing in the dark here.
And I'm
So.
always looking for stuff to read that I've never heard of, and that's the part of the fun of these bags. But none of this is really jumping out at me. But yeah, if one of these, if you think one of these is really good, let us know in the comments and prove us wrong.
Right. And maybe we'll come back and do a story on the comic that we were wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. So. All right. Well, until that time, I'm Paul Schultz.
I'm Mark Canola.
And
we've got some issues and comics.
All right.